Hey friends, it's Renee here with Domestic Machine Sewing. I sew bags, purses, and totes and backpacks on my domestic machines. I don't have an industrial machine, and I share with you how I do it on my machine and what I've learned, the tips and tricks I've learned to sew on all different kinds of fabrics. And so right now, my goal, my plan is I'm going to sew my stash. And so I have lots of vinyl and I have lots of fabric I want to use up. And so this week I'm just cutting out all the patterns I want to sew, and then I'm going to be doing sewing videos on the stash that I'm using up to sew different purses and bags. Now I do have a Juki, that's my latest 2010Q. It's a semi-industrial, which means it's semi-domestic, so it's not fully industrial. It does sew like a dream, but you still have to adjust it. And then I have my Janome HD 3000, and I got that table for the Juki off of Facebook Marketplace for free, so you can't beat that. So I'm trying to be thrifty, and I'm going to sew my stash. I'm going to turn you around here and show you some of my stash. This is my vinyl, and my daughter for Christmas got me this organizer, and I can see how much vinyl I have and what colors I have. So I'm trying to sew my stash and not buy anything for the next few weeks, even though, let me put you down over here, even though I did go shopping today. Yes, I did. But the reason I did is because Hobby Lobby had their cork on, well, had their fabrics on sale, which means their cork was on sale for 30% off. Since they don't do their 40% coupon anymore, anytime they have fabric sales, I try and see if there's something I need. And so I go get it. So I went and got some cork today because I'm going to sew some bags with cork. So pretty with white and cork during the summer, and brown and cork. And then I did order some more vinyl on Tuesday because I needed some more of white. I need a color white. Let me show you. So I get all my vinyl from My Punt Embroidery, and it comes in a 12 by 54 roll. So most bag patterns that I've sewn are wider than 12 inches. And so I have to adjust. I want to show you how I adjust. And it's worked. I've done it with all my bags. And I love My Punt Embroidery's vinyl. Their customer service is out of this world. They're the greatest people to work with. I ordered this vinyl on Tuesday around 11. An hour later, I got a notice that it was shipped, and I received it today. So from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I got it today. And they're in Kentucky. They're in a faraway state. So I'm very happy with them. I love their vinyl. It's easy to sew. It's soft and pliable, which I love. This is their promo, white promo vinyl. I use mostly promo with them. I do have some other colors that I love that I'm going to be sewing. My problem is when I sew my stash, I just takes me so long to put together what colors I want to put together, what lining I want to use. I don't know if you have that problem, but I do. So anyways, I am going to show you how I put the pieces together on the vinyl when it's not wide enough. Now I've done it with most of the pattern pieces I've done that are too big. I did it on this one. This is the Bologna Bowler Bag by Blue Calla. I did it on that. And I am now sewing the Caitlin purse. It's a medium-sized crossbody shoulder bag, and the pattern's too wide. So I'm going to show you what I did. So of course you print out all the pattern pieces and you tape them together. Well, normally what I would do is just fold the main one in half, and then I always add a 1/2 inch on one of the pieces. So you're going to have 2 pieces for the front that you're going to put together and 2 pieces for the back. And so let me show you. Let me put you down here and show you what I did. So instead of folding it this time, I just put out a 1/2 piece. Whoops. A 1/2 piece. And so I take my ruler on my vinyl and I just measure a 1/2 inch from the end of the fabric over here, and I measure and draw a line a 1/2 inch in, and then I just put the straight edge of my pattern piece up against that line, and then I trace all around here, and then I cut it out. So I'm going to have an extra 1/2 inch piece only on one piece of each side. So one of the pieces on the front, you're going to have a 1/2 inch. One of the pieces on the back, you're going to have a 1/2 inch extra. And then you're going to have your line where your seam allowance is going to be, and you just sew down that line. And then when you open it up, I have it upside down. When you open it up, you're just going to top stitch down both sides, and it looks like it's supposed to be that way. And that way, when you have a 1/2 inch extra, it adds stability. Now, on this last one, not last one, but the first one I cut out, I'm going to do several of these, this bag pattern, the Caitlin purse by Candle Crafts. What I did is I forgot to add the 1/2 inch on one the pieces in the back. Well, this is going to be my front now. So I did do it on one side, but on one of the other sides, I forgot to add the 1/2 inch. So I had to butt two pieces up against each other. And what I did is I put a white piece of vinyl, I glued it down, and then I put these down on top of it, and I'm going to top stitch down each side of the line. They won't notice it. And another thing is, the reason I'm making this my front, because it's going to be the same thing on the back, but the back it's not going to be butted up like that, is you have a pocket piece for the front, and that's my pocket piece. And so you're only going to see a little bit of this, because once you do your seam allowance, you're only going to show a little bit of the line, but it looks like it's supposed to be that way and nobody notices. It's better if you don't have to butt up against each other like that, but that's what I had to do because I forgot to do one side. Yes. So also trying to be thrifty now. This is, sewing my stash, trying to be thrifty, not buy anything, even though I made a few exceptions. I had this piece that already had the zipper done on another pattern, and it's been sitting there for months and I hadn't used it yet. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to cut out the sides, the pattern piece for the lining for the Caitlin purse, because the zipper's already in there. So that one's already done. This is waterproof canvas I got from Walmart, and it's hit or miss with Walmart, so you have to be careful there. And I love this pattern already. I hadn't sewn it before, but I love it already because it only has 3 pattern pieces. Love that. Okay, love. The less pattern pieces, the better. Now, of course, you're going to have to cut out your strap. You're going to have to cut out other things that didn't have a pattern piece, but when it only has 3 pattern pieces, I'm all over it. Because one of the things I don't like doing is cutting out the pattern. I love sitting down sewing. Love that. But I don't like cutting out the pattern. So I'm going to be sewing and cutting out this week. I'm going to be cutting out this week, and then I'll film next week all the things that I'm sewing, probably one bag at a time each week. And so next week be looking for a video on the Caitlin purse by Candle Crafts. The other one I'm cutting out, that's my white one. I'm cutting out the terracotta brown. It's going to be all terracotta brown. I'm not going to do a different color pocket. But I had left over from a backpack I did on fabric, and I love this fabric, and this is going to be my lining, which I love. And then I used all of the lining when I used this, so I bought some more, and so I have some I'm going to use for the zipper pocket. This is going to be my zipper pocket on the inside. This is going to be the lining on the inside, so that's going to be pretty. So I hope you'll stay tuned of me sewing my stash for the next few weeks. And I hope this motivates you to look through your stash and see what you have and what you can sew. I would love to know what you're sewing. Put a comment in the comments down below. And also, if you want to join my Facebook page, it's Renee Perry, just Renee Perry, nothing else. RenePerry, and show us what you're sewing. I'd love to see everything that y'all are doing too on my Facebook page. Thanks for joining me. I hope you'll join me next week. If this has been helpful and encouraging or motivating you to sew your stash and to join in, I'd love for a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe. And if you click that bell, you'll be notified when I start putting my videos up next week on sewing my stash. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.